those lines up and down. Now, you can try instead to try and roll it on the cake, but boy, I'm telling you, that's hard to do. It's best to roll it and then put it on the cake. Don't press down, and you can't use a smoother on it because you're gonna end up busting all these lines. You're gonna smooth them out, and then you're not gonna be able to see what you need to do. So we'll just cut all this excess off that we don't need. All right, now we get this smoothed down. Okay, and then we want to cut this excess off. So I've got my spatula right here. Okay. Nice, neat edges, doesn't matter. Okay, now I want to put this on my board. Now, what I did earlier is I actually traced around this guy onto my board. Let me grab it, because I reusing a board. It's an old board. I used it with another cake, and there was no reason not to reuse it. No one's going to eat it, but I wanted to hide the nasty area. So I want to center this cake on top of this, where it goes. Because what I'm going to do to hide the nasty part that's left is I've got a ruffle that's going around this, and it's going to hide it. So they'll never know. And I actually could put the ruffle down, since I know where my cake is going. I could actually put my ruffle down and then put the cake on top of the ruffle. But I'm not. I'm going to fold it over and then pipe a border. So, all right. So that's centered where it needs to go. Now what we need to do is we need to start smocking this, because this is going to dry really fast. So I'm going to start at the bottom for me. So I'll start at the side so that you can see. And I'm going to start at the, well, I want to start at the longest point. So let's see. I think we'll start in the base. I'm going to start in the middle at the base, so that's right here. And I'm going to put them about 1 inch apart. So if I smock, let's squeeze those two lines together. Then you wait 1 inch, and then you squeeze those two together. You wait 1 inch, okay? So you see what I'm doing? See how it kind of gouges the fondant? Okay, so now I'm going to do it on top. And I normally don't measure, I eyeball. But because I got people watching me, I'm going to measure it. So it's these same two lines all the way up, 1 inch apart the whole way. Once you got that first line done, then it's very simple, because every other, it's almost like brickwork. You're gonna take the next, so these was where I was working, was right here. I'm gonna move one line over and halfway up and press. Okay, and go right in between where these other two were. Okay, now there's a million ways to do smocking. You can actually skip a line and do smocking and leave some straight lines. There's many, many patterns. This is just the one I'm gonna do. This is the most traditional. Okay, okay. Press them together straight up and down. All the way. Now next over, oh, here's where I was. I'm gonna move one line over. Okay, so that's right here. So here's where I was, move one line over, and where you were originally. So here is where I did it, here's where I do it again. So you actually have what they, looks like a gap right there. So these two smocking pieces meet. And you need to do this for the whole cake. And if my lines were deeper, you would be able to, whoops, I put that one too deep. Ah, don't gouge your cake. Got carried away. Now we're back to the lines that'll meet this one. So here's where I was. I press those together, move one over, and do it again. Keep your tweezers straight up and down if you can. And as you can see, it's going to start drying out really fast, so you want to get moving on it. So I'm going to stop teaching and start moving.